Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. When the woman in the relationship is locked up, leaving behind her husband and kids, people out there in the streets are like flabbergasted at what this could be about. How could something like this happen, you know? I got this couple named Danielle and Ramon. They were both street people, getting it, right? And they had a couple of kids. Been loving each other since they were in high school together. But circumstances dictated and they were out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Both of them, you know, they were not affiliated, but they hung around with the gangs and did all this and that and got a lot of money and all of these different types of things. And one night, while Danielle was out and Ramon was home with the kids, she was out with her girlfriends. They were having a good time and doing all sorts of things out there and, you know, just enjoying life. And she got a call from one of her bites. She hadn't heard from him in a while. Right? So she decided, she picked it up and she said, hey, how you doing? Where you been? All of that type of thing. Because when you getting money in the streets, right, you don't want somebody that's been a good paymaster to just go ghost on you. And when they hit back at you, you want to know what's going on. Are you all right? Can you, you know what I'm saying, let me know when something like this happened. Do you need anything? That's what they really want to get to, right? So when she finally get to that and asked him, did he want to need anything? Did he need anything? He told her, yeah, I'm good. But look, check this out. Can you holler at me? You know what I'm saying? Let me get a couple of them things, right? And when he's talking about a couple of them things, he's talking about a couple of juices. You know what I'm saying? That means ounces for those of you that don't know. So she tells him, yeah, everything is fine on that, right? But let me get, you know what I'm saying, away from my girlfriends and then I'm going to go take care of the business and I'll give you a call in a few minutes. So she goes back into the restaurant and tell her girlfriend she'll be back in a few minutes. She jumps in the car. She's heading home. She's not even aware that she's being followed. Right? And while she's being followed by, these are the Vice, unmarked car, don't nobody know what's going on. They following her. They got her going to the house. She gets to the house. She goes into the house. She comes back out real quick. And then she leaves. And then she goes to another spot. Right? And she picks up something. They see her come out of the house with a bag this time. She throws it into the car. As soon as she gets in the car, she calls her bite. And she says, look, I got you. You know what I mean? And he said, okay, meet me at the usual spot. And she said, I'll be there in about 5 minutes. He said, I'll see you there. So when she pulls up, you know what I'm saying, a couple of minutes early, she's looking around, surveying the area. She sees nobody in the parking lot. And then all of a sudden he pulls up. And when he pulls up, he's creeping. You know, that's normal. No big deal. It's kind of dark. And when you in the parking lot, you know how you be in the parking lot at a Target or some other kind of store, whatever the case may be. You got these dark spots and then you got these big old tall poles with the lights and the light is shining right down in that area looking kind of ominous and all this and that, right? So that's the situation that she's in. She's looking around, but it's not new to her. She's true to this, right? So when he pulls up, she's not paying attention now because all of those dark spots around them, she don't see nothing moving. All the cars are parked up at the front. You know, where people are going in and out of the place shopping. So when she gets out of the car, Daniela gets out of the car, she sets the bag on the trunk of the car, and then her bite, he gets out and he walks over there to her, right? And he's looking funny. Eyes wide open like a smoker. It's almost as if he's trying to tell her something, but she's looking at it like he might be high. Her instincts is saying something's off, but she disregards that and said, he might be high. But the closer and closer he gets to her, she sees the sweat that's dripping down his nose, on his lip, all this and that. And she's like, wait a minute, the temperature is kind of straight out here. You know, a breeze is blowing. Why is he sweating like that? Bing, 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 bing. Red flag number 2. Then all of a sudden, when he hands her the money, his hand is shaking. His hand is shaking. And she looks him in the eyes and he says, I'm sorry. And in that moment, Vice jumps out. Get on the ground, get on the ground. She looks around and she drops down on her knees. She got her hands up and she puts her hands behind her back because that's what the officer tells her to do. And she lays down, you know, face down on the concrete. They rush over to her. One officer rushed over to her, put his knee in her back, holding her down, put the handcuffs on her, stands her up, and the other officer's already on the trunk of the car opening up the bag. He said, well, what do we have here? Danielle looks around. She said, I don't even know what you're talking about. She's playing her role, y'all. She's sticking to the script, y'all. She ain't trying to hear none of that. So she gets a long ride downtown. She's at the police station. She makes a call. She calls her husband, Ramon. Ramon answered the phone. He said, hello? He don't want to hear this, but he got to hear this, right? And it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. The kids are already laying down asleep. And she says, I need you to come make my bond. He says, you need me to come make your bond? You need me to come make your bond? Wait a minute. What happened? She said, I'll talk to you about it later when I get home. He said, I'm on the way. So he hangs up the phone and he calls his mother, you know what I'm saying? And he tells his mother he's going to have to drop the kids off. His mom and them know what him and Danielle do, so it's not new to her. You feel me? And she said, oh my God, boy, is she okay? He says, I don't know. So he gets the kids up, and you know how they go, kids sleeping. They don't want to hear none of that, and he don't want to tell them. He said, you got to go over your granny's house for a little while. And they used to being moved around like that. So all right, so he takes them both to the car, puts them in the back seat, drives over to his mom's house, drop the kids off, go down to pick up the bondsman, and the bondsman tells him, I'll meet you at the station, which is across the street. He goes across the street, the bondsman does, and they make her bond. Now, on the ride home, she starts to tell him everything that happened, how she got set up, all of the different things that were going on, right? So he says, we're going to fight it and we're going to get a lawyer, but we in this together, baby. They've been through this before, right? They've been through this before. Now see, Danielle, she's been inside before. She's been inside before, and she don't want to go back. So he said, we got to spend every nickel. We're going to spend it to get you out of this. We're not finna let you go back to the penitentiary. So they go get a lawyer the next day. Talking to the lawyer, he breaks everything down. He said it's going to be kind of hard, but I need 15 racks off the top. This off the top. He ain't done nothing yet, y'all. They break him out. Ha! Hit him with the money. He said, wait a minute. Hold up. You can't give it to me in paper sacks. You feel what I'm saying? You got to go get a cashier's check. They go get the cashier's check, bring it back down and all this and that, right? Give him the money. Now he goes to work. He ain't really doing nothing. He ain't shaking nothing. He goes see the DA. The DA says no deals. She's going back unless she can give us something. He goes back and he tells Danielle and Ramon that. Danielle said, I can't give you nothing like that. He said, well, you're looking at 8. You're looking at 8. 6 months go by, 8 months go by, and all this and that, and things are moving real fast. She's in and out of court 2 and 3 different times. But now, the reality of the situation starts to set in. The whole time, these 6 and 8 months, she ain't done nothing in the streets. The money is drying up. Ramon's still hustling on the side to try to make things still meet. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting harder. They used to have 2 hustlers, now they got 1. But she don't want to be out there because she's starting to realize that I might not be around for my kids when they become teenagers. I might be gone. So now every day, every moment is precious to her. She's spending as much time as she can because the reality of her situation is starting to set in. She just might have to go. She just might. The DA is not budging, y'all. He ain't trying to give her no play unless she screams from the top of her lungs, somebody else did that. Somebody else put her up to that. You feel what I'm saying? They want Ramon. But Ramon honestly had nothing to do with it except, wait a minute, hold up, let's keep it 100. Except that when she stopped by the house, she told Ramon she had a bite. He made a call to one of his partners and told her that she was on the way to pick that up for him. You see? Now the police understand what's going on, but they need her to say it. And her lawyer tells her, look, I represent you, not him. They don't want you, they want him. Don't you want to be with your kids? Don't you want to stay home? You know what I'm saying? He can handle it. You don't want to be separated from your kids, but she's ride or die. She's in for the long haul with this, right? Her mind is saying that I can't do that. You want me to tell on my husband? I can't do that. So the lawyer goes back to the DA, and the DA don't want to hear that. He said, okay, let's bat him up. And right before they go to trial, she tells the DA, give me 6 and I'll take it right now. They draw the paperwork up. She pleads guilty. It happens so fast, the kids are not even aware of what's going on. See, because they haven't been going to the court hearings. You know, they didn't want them there to see all of that. But now all of a sudden, mom is gone. She spent the night with him, told him that she loved him, she was going to be gone for a while, and that she still loved him and that they would see her every weekend. But she had to go away because she'd been bad. They understood what being bad was, but they didn't understand that mommy's not going to be here bad. They don't know what that means. But she's gone. And now she's in jail, headed to prison for 6 years. Her kids, both of them, they'll be teenagers, one boy, one girl. But what do? Ramon says he's with her to the end, holding it down all the way, ride or die. She's in jail for a year. Things are getting tough. They've been writing each other every week. They write each other and talk about what they're doing and all this and that. And that's where I want y'all to listen. Pay attention. Because I'm going to read to you a letter from Danielle to Ramon. Check this out. I felt in your last letter something changed. You sounded distant, like your words were edited by guilt. So I'm just going to ask you, are you seeing someone else? Don't spare me to protect my feelings. I'm already dealing with enough pain behind these walls. I've been trying to hold on to us, to the life we built before everything fell apart. But if you've moved on, if there's someone else in your bed or in your heart, I need the truth. I won't beg, but I need to know what I'm really fighting for. Danielle. Now check this out. Now hold up. Now Ramon wanted to tell her what's really going on, right? So he writes her back. And he says, Danny. He calls her Danny for short. Danielle, right? He said, you deserve honesty. So here it is. Yeah, there's been someone. It started about 8 months ago. Her name is Lena. I didn't plan for it. It just happened. I was lonely, angry, scared about raising 2 kids without you. She stepped in, helped out, made things feel normal again. But that doesn't mean I stopped loving you. I didn't. I don't. I don't even know what this makes me. Selfish, weak, maybe both. But I didn't want to keep lying to you. You asked what you're fighting for me. And I swear, Danny, if you want to try and rebuild this, I'll end it with her today. I'm sorry, Ramon. Now see, that's typical. That's typical. See, most relationships after 5 years fall apart. But see, this relationship fell apart 4 months in. Listen to me now. She's been gone about a year. 4 months in, he was already seeing somebody. But he kept it under wraps. But see, a person that's been with you and loves you and knows you can tell when something about you is changing. Something ain't right. It's off. And she sensed that. And now he's told her what's really going on, and her heart is ripped out of her chest. She don't know what to think, what to say, what to do. But she's struggling, trying to find her way. And when you get a letter like that, y'all, it breaks something in you. It breaks something in you. But see, she's walking around and she's trying to figure it out. She's trying to figure it out. And what she comes up with is a hard, I got to fight. But I need to know what I'm fighting for. So when she sits down, listen to me. When she sits down, she decides to write him. She decides to write him and say what was really on her heart and on her mind. And this is the letter that Danielle wrote to Ramon. I screamed when I read your letter. I'm sitting in this cement cell watching days blur into months, clinging to our wedding photo like a lifeline, and you're out there building a new life with someone else? You say it just happened, but cheating ain't no accident. You made choices, and none of them included me. Do you even understand what you took from me? That woman got to hold my babies, sleep in my bed, hear you laugh while I sat in silence. I don't know if I could ever look at you the same again. That's pain, y'all. That's real, unadulterated pain she's expressing in those words. But like I said, that's common. That's common. But what else do you say? How else do you maneuver in a situation like that? How else do you maneuver in a situation like that when you got somebody that you love and somebody that you went to the penitentiary for, somebody that you could have given up and saved yourself, right? And now that person wants to make life normal again without you. What? Make it normal again? It can't be normal again until they're back together, according to her. You want to move on. But see, that's a hard reality of this life. Life moves on. See, in prison, everything stands still. Everything stands still. But see, when you get put in a situation like this, you realize what it is that you had and what it is that you lost. And it's almost a situation where the person that is left on the streets don't know what to do, don't know what to say. You want life, but you don't. What do? Let me tell you. See, because Ramon, he wrote Danielle back. This is what he said, y'all. Now check this out. Danielle, you're right. It wasn't an accident. It was a betrayal. I let loneliness turn into lies. I let myself believe I was the only one hurting. But you're not just the woman I married. You're the mother of our children. The fighter I still admire every day, even in this. I can't undo it. I can only own it and do better from this day on. I ended things with Lena. It's over. It should have never started. I don't expect forgiveness. I'm just praying for a second chance to be the man you still deserve. Ramon. Now see, that's typical when somebody feels guilty about something. But see, Danielle, she throw it off because now that level of trust that she had in Ramon, it's gone. It's out the window somewhere. Don't nobody know where that's at. How you gonna find that? That's like letting a balloon float up in the air. You know what I'm saying? And you done cut the string off. You can't reach up and grab that. You can't reach up and grab it. And that's how her trust is with him now. He says these things, but do they mean anything? And when you're inside a cell in the penitentiary or a jail, and somebody does something to hurt you and betray you, and then they tell you that they want to earn that back, that trust back, you want to believe them, but you know deep down in your heart that that's going to be hard to do. You start to calculate all the things that you're going to lose if you walk away from it. Can you deal with that? That pain that's coming. And that's what she's struggling with. She's trying to find her way. She's trying to figure out, what do I do from this day forward? Do I fight for the man that betrayed me and my kids? Or do I move on without him and hoping that one day I'll be able to build a relationship with my kids? You don't know. Because if she decides to walk away from him, will he poison the kids against her? Somebody's got to explain that. See, all of these different issues are going on. She don't trust him no more. How do you get that back? If y'all want to know what Danielle decides, you're going to have to tune in to the next episode, right? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.